Hi, and welcome to the very first episode of The Nerdy North. My name is Kayla.
I'm Felicia.
And we are going to be sitting down to discuss everything nerdy. It'll be nice to be doing it not on company time, because currently we have these conversations at work, which is probably not the best plan.
Yeah, we have a very limited window, and then we end up getting busy. So it'd be nice to actually finish a conversation without one of us having to go do something else.
Yes.
Work related, the important things.
Yeah, as much as really wanting to discuss the future of Spider-Man all the time, I don't necessarily think that's the best use of our government-waged time.
No, it's great for breaks, but you have that 15-minute window before I have to run back upstairs.
Exactly.
And 15 minutes is not the right amount of time to discuss these things.
No, and we get very sidetracked, which you may notice during the course of this podcast. We'll probably
veer off
several times.
Yeah.
But so, as you've gathered from the title of episode 1, Pick Your Poison, we are just going to be introducing you to
each other.
Yeah, and the fandoms that we're into, the topics we're going to cover throughout the podcast, and make this a good introductory episode for everybody.
Yeah, let you get a little bit of taste of who we are and our opinions on certain topics and why we love things or why we don't love them. Putting it mildly.
Yeah. So I'm actually going to start with, I had a conversation with my 8-year-old daughter.
Okay.
On Friday. So I feel like it's a really good litmus test for how you feel about fandom and whether or not we are going to agree on fandom. And it is not which character do you like better, not which one do you think is a better character, but just which of these two characters do you think is objectively cooler?
Oh, that's a good conversation to have.
So, the options are Batman or Iron Man.
Oh.
Who do you think not is a better character, not has a better storyline, but who is just cooler?
Are we talking... Because I think there could be 2 different versions of Iron Man, right?
Yeah.
I mean, of course, multiple versions of Batman.
Yeah.
Of all the movies.
No, I want you to exclusively base this on Adam West Batman.
There's the Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man, and then there's the comic Iron Man, who I think is kind of more DC leaning, I guess, with the comic realm in my house. My brother I always had comics around because my brother is 10 years older than me.
Yeah.
So he has the 10 years longer being a fan.
Absolutely.
So growing up with the comics around and stuff, it was very much more DC rather than...
The Killing Joke is honestly probably one of the most perfect, succinct, individual comic line stories.
Yeah.
But Bruce, stop adopting kids. Go to fucking therapy.
It's very true. It's Iron Man has his issues, but at least he has his kind of shit together. And
depending.
Well, yeah. Depending on the scenario.
Yeah. They're both flawed individuals, but I do think that Iron Man is just... The swagger just makes him cooler.
Oh, for sure. And, even though they're both... I'm rich.
That's your power.
Well, that's your power is I'm rich. 100%. But, yeah, Iron Man has that thing about him where he's just he just feels untouchable sometimes, even just in his regular Tony Stark persona.
Exactly. And I feel
whereas Bruce Wayne is very much, I am the rich boy. Not quite the silver spoon in his mouth, kind of cocky, but just
it's just different. Is Bruce Wayne a very, strong character without being Batman? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think that Tony Stark, even without being Iron Man, is a significantly stronger character.
Yeah.
Because they're much more intertwined. I feel like Batman and Bruce Wayne are more 2 entities, whereas I feel like Tony Stark is Iron Man.
Yeah.
Whether he's in the suit or not.
Yeah.
But Bruce is only Batman when he is Batman.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Where it's just like the end of the Iron Man movie. It was, I am Iron Man.
Exactly.
He, Bruce keeps his identity a secret other than to very close people, and that's earning that trust.
So I actually learned a really fun Batman fact a couple days ago, and it was about this, just the pettiness of Batman, which I love as a petty person myself.
Right.
And it was, there is one storyline, and I can't remember exactly what storyline it is, but that Clark Kent, like Superman, figured out that it was Bruce Wayne.
Oh.
And he was chapped, like so nonplussed about that, did not like it. And his response was to take Lois Lane out on a date, buy the Daily Planet, and buy the apartment building that Superman lived in.
Why wouldn't you? Why not?
I mean, it's like, friend, that is a level of petty that I aspire to be.
How dare you figure who I am?
Yeah.
Or figure out who I am. Like, what the hell?
Who do you think you are?
Even though I know you've been Clark Kent for a very long time.
I'm the greatest detective in the world.
I love all the different versions of, like, Batman saying, "Hi, Clark," to Superman. Superman's just like, stop mid.
Stupid.
Stop it. Like, it's hilarious.
Oh, yeah. But I think, like, that was, like, a really good place to start.
Oh, for sure.
And especially for you, I didn't realize that, like, you had a more lean towards DC Comics.
Yeah, for sure. That's why it makes, like, the movie so hard. It's such a bitter pill to swallow, because I love DC kind of more than Marvel. Like, what I knew for Marvel was very much X-Men. Like, X-Men was the starting point for me for comics.
Well, and X-Men is phenomenal. X-Men is
amazing.
It's probably one of, if not my favorite Marvel property.
Yeah.
Is any X-Men, like, reiteration of that. Love X-Men.
Yeah, like the animated, like, I remember when Disney Plus came out and bought Fox, and they got the rights to X-Men. Like, the first thing was the animated show, and I just immediately started watching because
the 90s animated X-Men is phenomenal.
It's one of the best cartoons of the 90s. And it's such a wide variety for 90s cartoons, right? Of, like, Sailor Moon, Pokemon, X-Men animated series, Gargoyles, and
Gargoyles! I haven't talked about Gargoyles in so long.
Oh, this will be a hot topic for sure.
I think we should definitely at some point, like, dedicate 90s cartoons to have its own thing, because that's a whole conversation in and of itself.
We could make it interesting and be like, what's our top, like, make a list of top 90s cartoons.
for sure.
But, like, just having the X-Men animated series back in my life was just like, I didn't know I was missing this, especially after the movies and stuff. And they did right for a lot of the things, but like the casting was amazing for the X-Men movies. But then a lot of the writing fell through. It's like you didn't understand the characters.
Yeah, and we'd already talked about, we are doing an entire episode later on about X-Men, because it is one that we know we mutually share, that we both love, and that we have similar issues with.
Yeah.
Especially with the film adaptations. I totally agree with you. There's so many things that were so chef's kiss perfect.
Yeah.
And then there was so many things where it was just like, why?
What were you thinking?
Why did you do this?
It's like you have the source material in front of you. But and that could be said for a lot of comic book movies and stuff. Like, even Marvel, I've heard that they've stretched some things or removed other things from certain storylines, like the Thanos storyline and stuff.
Oh,
there's reasoning. And
the Thanos storyline, a lot of that, and it's so wild, because there's actually a huge Thanos and Deadpool tie together.
Yeah, because of Death.
Because of Lady Death.
Lady Death.
Which I 100% understand. Like, that is a weird concept to bring to film. And it's like, you're trying to get butts in seats. Like, these are billion-dollar movies.
Yeah.
To be like, hey, we have a female personification of death who Thanos is in love with for some reason, but she likes Deadpool, and Deadpool can't die. And it's like a conflict. That's a weird topic to broach, especially preceding all of the weirdness that we've just started getting with Doctor Strange.
Yeah, because, like, now that it feels like Marvel's going into more of, like, the galaxy and more magic-based storylines than we've had before, where everything's very humanized, right?
Yes.
Now we're going beyond that.
Yeah.
So I think mention, especially if they're going to bring Deadpool into the Marvel universe, which I think they're doing with movie 3, they could make mention of Lady Death in a weird way.
Yeah. I don't think it's off of the table,
Yeah.
but I think it has to be handled really delicately. There's a lot of things in comic books that on paper and in comics are fantastic and wonderful, but trying to make that into a palatable, like widely acceptable, broadly accessible thing is just not really feasible necessarily.
That's why the animated movies and shows work so well, because they can bring that into a medium that works. Like you can bring that storyline or that story from the comics to animation.
Of course.
There's no limitation with animation, right? Whereas with movies, it's kind of like, how would that actually work in real life?
There's like physics and stuff that you have to worry about, which is exhausting. Yeah, so I agree with you. There's lots of DC stuff that I absolutely love. I think for me, the demarcation is comic books. I feel like they're relatively on the same level. I feel really strongly about lots of individual comic book arcs on each side.
Yeah.
I feel like animated, DC has done phenomenal work with their animated shows. Live action, that is obviously Marvel.
Yeah.
They have done so much. And it's just like, it doesn't need to be so dark, dude.
No, especially, when it comes to a character like Superman, he's not about dark.
Man
of Steel, it's like, it's a symbol of hope.
Not everything has to be so goddamn edgy.
Exactly. So that's why, like, I think the Snyderverse is kind of controversial in that way. It's like, I understand what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
Because Christopher Nolan did such an amazing job with his Batman and bringing Batman into the real world. But then
but tonally that makes sense with Batman. Batman is a much more dark and gritty story than a lot of the other DC characters. There is a lot of lightness and hope and levity and fun.
Yeah.
Which as much as you can have all of those things. It doesn't have to be mutually exclusive.
And I think too, the biggest issue is like Warner Brothers stepping in and wanting to rush the process, whereas, Marvel had 12 movies under their belts to really create the world, where you get to the Infinity War and Endgame, and it's just like the payoff is there. Whereas
I feel like we even had a better range of build-up movies between the first Marvel entry and the first Avengers movie before we got that big team-up movie. Whereas I don't think it was paced right.
No, not at all.
To build that world, because there was a lot of stuff missing to make us really care about the Justice League the same way that by the time we had the Avengers, we really cared about all of those characters individually.
I understand too. It's like for Warner Brothers, it's like, Batman, Superman. You don't need the world, but you kind of need the world building when you're bringing them together.
Absolutely.
Especially when you're bringing in Cyborg, the Flash, Wonder Woman, and all these other big characters. Like, I remember for a long time, I think Warner Brothers was just like, well, how can we portray Wonder Woman, because she's an Amazon from an island, she's made out of clay and stuff. But then there's Marvel with fucking Rocket Raccoon holding a giant machine gun and blowing people up.
I appreciate that they never really explained that Rocket was a thing. They were just like, nah, he's a talking raccoon, he likes guns.
Here you go. He was built by a scientist, and that's all you really need to know.
Yeah. Whereas, because they gave him enough character and put him in situations that it's like, okay, I get to see the how of how this works. You get enough flashes of this was probably traumatic and that there's a lot of underlying feelings about it. You don't need to rehash, especially now because there is such a saturation of superhero movies.
Quite a bit.
You don't need to rehash the, origin stories of everybody. I swear to God, if I see the Waynes die one more time, I'm going to kill them myself.
It's been so overdone for sure.
Oh, I'm over it. I'm so over it. I love Batman. I get it. We all know that his parents are dead.
Yeah.
The world's most famous orphan.
It's true. All the memes.
Yeah.
All the memes.
We know, guys. We know.
But, like, even to throw Doomsday in so quickly in Batman versus Superman.
Oh gosh.
And then Darkseid for the last night for the Justice League movie, and it's just like people up in the air about him, not really sure what his intentions are.
Absolutely.
And everything. And then you throw Doomsday in, and it's just like, what the F?
That's not gonna read right.
Especially how they did it with like Lex Luthor being the one that creates him. It's like he's an alien being.
You didn't create him.
No.
Like, this is a whole topic that we could go into.
Yeah, we can do probably just one episode.
Just talking about why.
Yeah, why the choices.
Okay, so we've had like a really nice superhero-based conversation.
Yeah.
But you did mention in our little spiel about 90s comics and like 90s cartoons, some other things. And we were actually talking about this earlier, Sailor Moon, how you're doing a rewatch.
Yes,
and
I
am just about to start a rewatch with my daughter.
Yeah.
Because both of us watched it as soon as the dub came out on TV here.
Yeah, I think I was in either kindergarten or grade 1 when it came out. Like, I was in the afternoon kindergarten class, and it was like immediately after it was Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
Like, and if you missed an episode, you never got to see it again.
No. I was really lucky because during the winter, my mom's boyfriend didn't work. So he would record the episodes on a VHS tape for me.
Because it wasn't that weird time frame of like, either right in the middle or right after class or school or whatever it is that you were doing. So it's like you had that tight window because really they're only like 20 minutes long. Yeah,
and if you missed it, like, good luck.
That's it.
I guess you just don't know what happened in that episode ever. Welcome to being a child in the 90s.
Oh, completely.
Or like basically any time before we
DVR.
had. But yeah, like Sailor Moon was a big one for me. I wonder if I could find the photo to show you. But I definitely dressed up as Sailor Moon one year.
Oh, nice.
It was hysterical because we live in a very cold climate. Obviously, the name of the podcast is The Nerdy North. So we live in northern Canada. So Halloween, there is snow on the ground. It is below freezing.
Your costume better fit over a snowsuit.
That is kind of the rules. You have to be able to put snow gear underneath your costume.
Or you're frozen
or
in the first 5 minutes.
Congratulations, you've done 10 houses and now you're going to freeze to death.
Yeah.
So there's photos of me, and I was probably like 9. I don't even think I was 9. And I had the ugliest Sailor Moon wig that has ever existed. No. It was dollar store as hell. Just ratty. It was electric yellow. Like, it was not good, but I was so excited.
That's amazing. I never dressed up as the characters, but I always loved collecting like the little chibi figures. And then I vividly remember having a Sailor Mars manga. So it's like it was dedicated to her only. It was like all her best moments and stuff like that. Have no idea where it is. It's lost to the world. But like,
that's so upsetting.
I know. I think I had the Barbies.
I had
or
a lot
the figures, like
because they were like the 9-inch tall ones. Like they weren't the same size as Barbies. They were smaller. I'm almost positive. I don't think I still have the doll because I kept a lot of my Barbies and now my child has them, which is terrifying. So they have some interesting haircuts.
They do, for sure.
Oh, now they do. They didn't when I owned them because I kept their hair. My kid does not have the same reverence yet because she hasn't watched it. So there is definitely some
practicing her skills.
Some jacked up Barbie haircuts on several dolls. I don't think she actually got the Sailor Moon one because I feel like that one got wrecked when I was a kid. However, and I've seen it recently, I definitely still have the Sailor Scout outfit from the doll, and it is in with her stuff.
Okay.
And that was actually one of the things that sparked her wanting to do a watch of it, which I am 100% down. We are going to start doing that relatively
100%
soon.
Support it. Yeah.
Yes.
But like even just rewatching the first season, I'm like, there's 45 episodes.
I don't remember it being that long.
I don't remember that either. And there's so many episodes where I don't know if they just cut it short because there's so many episodes, or they just didn't have the proper rights for it or the proper dubs for it. So it's really wild rewatching and be like, I don't remember this at all.
Well, and I feel like a lot of the content, and it's the same thing if you actually like watch the original Pokemon, Cardcaptor Sakura, which we have started watching and Arya absolutely loves,
nice.
Which I'm excited about because I love Cardcaptor Sakura.
I love that one too.
It was so fun. Like there was just something about it that was just so light and so fun, and it was a good time.
And it came like after Sailor Moon ended, so it kind of filled that gap.
It
right?
did.
Of like, well, I want more Sailor Moon. We can't have it here in North America.
Yeah.
Where can I find it? Find something else. And that's when Card Capture came out. I was like,
yes,
oh, this is it. This is my next thing.
Yes, and it gives you that same vibe, that same feeling.
Yeah.
With a different story and
new powers, like different aesthetic. It's like amazing.
Yeah. Oh, I totally forgot what I was going to say now. I've lost the plot completely.
Kind of like the differences between the new dub now, because it does the original Japanese storyline just with English dub versus like the 90s difference where they changed the names, but they kept the Japanese last names, which was really confusing.
There was definitely a lot more. I find now people are a lot more interested in a more pure version of all of the imported media.
Yeah.
Whereas when this stuff first came over and they were trying to market it to a wider audience, there was a lot of fear around bringing something over that had such a very specific cultural identity that was not North American.
Yeah.
So a lot of that, I feel like, probably got shifted and changed for those reasons.
Yeah.
To really make it a little bit more palatable for a North American audience, because it was new, right? It was like a new introduction for a lot of people.
Like Jedi in the 90s original was changed to a female because their appearance is very female, and they're also in a relationship with another character, a male character. Whereas in the original Japanese one, which very surprised me when they started talking, Jedi is actually a male character.
Yes.
Because I don't think North America is ready to have gay characters.
Oh god, in like 1996? Absolutely not.
And
we hadn't even had two male characters kiss on TV yet.
No.
Like that had not happened.
At all.
Let alone in a kids show. Are you kidding me?
Whereas in Japan, it was very normalized for, especially for female-based shows, to have those types of characters in there.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, you get to season 3 where you get to Uranus and Neptune. And that was hugely problematic for me because it's like, oh, they're cousins, but they're looking at each other in a very romantic
the whole
way.
Thing was weird. They made it more weird.
They made it completely more weird. I was like so confused for the longest times with these two characters. I'm like, if they're cousins, they should not be holding each other that way. They should not be looking at each other that way. So when I finally found out, like, in the original, they're actually lesbians, it's like, that makes 100% more sense.
Yeah, that's like,
like, you guys did not hit it out of the ballpark.
Like, why did you make me feel weird about this?
Completely.
It's like you made me feel super uncomfortable about this.
Like, you want them to work, but then it's just like, they're cousins. Like, why are you rooting for this? This is so wrong.
It's like, I'm uncomfortable. I've made myself uncomfortable. Yeah. You've made me uncomfortable.
It's like, if a 7-year-old, a 8-year-old knows that something is wrong, you missed it.
Yeah.
You missed the point.
you have made an error.
Completely.
Yeah. I'm like, this is like no-nos. I don't like it.
And I remember finding out there was like 3 extra seasons too. It's like season 5. I'm like, what? They didn't just stop at this? Like, what are you talking about? So when the DVDs and Blu-ray started coming out, I started collecting them. Of course, our stockpile here in Walmart is just garbage. So 1 month you'll get volume 1, and then 6 months later you'll get volume 2. But then there's that tight window. It's like, when is it coming out? Because they don't announce when the volumes come out.
No, it's kind of just like you have to be on the ball.
So I have the movies, but I don't have all the seasons put together. So when Crave put them all, like, have all 5 seasons dubbed, English dubbed, I'm like, I'm all over this.
I'm in. It's like, I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So Sailor Moon was a big one, especially when I was a kid.
Yeah. Pokemon.
Loved Pokemon. I never played the card games because my brother had all of the cards.
Oh, okay.
And I was not allowed to touch them.
Of course not.
So I watched him play very, very frequently. And like, I would sit with his binder of cards on my lap, just staring at the artwork.
Right.
And being obsessed and not allowed to touch them. Because I was a grubby 8-year-old and that was not happening. Not that my brother was like better. We called him Dustbin. My brother's name is Dustin. Like, I'm not just like calling him a garbage can. But we did, because he would just like, he would come home and just pour sand out of his shoes. And it's like, where were you?
Yeah.
Is the quicksand like a real problem for you? Like I was concerned about?
Apparently so.
Apparently. Yeah, so there was that. I never really got into Digimon.
I did in the first season, and then I'm like, it's just kind of like a new version of Pokemon.
And it's just not as good.
No. I think after this first season, I was done with it. It's like, you told your story, cool. Pokemon's still happening. At that point, I wasn't really keeping up with it. Like, after Johto season, I was just kind of like, like, even now, it's kind of hard to find the seasons. Like, they're all kind of spread out. Like, Netflix has season 1 of Pokemon, and then Amazon has like season 2 to 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
And they're broken up in volumes again. I'm like, your streaming service.
Just have it. Just have the thing for me to watch. Yeah, so there was those gargoyles that we discussed. I feel like this one is going to be... part of me, like, I know it was a real show.
Yeah.
But it also feels like a fucking fever dream whenever I describe this show.
What show is it?
Biker Mice from Mars.
I don't think I ever watched that one.
I've talked to one other human being that knows what this show is, and it really does feel like a fever dream. And if any of you have seen it, like, please tell me I'm not a psychopath and that this was really a thing that happened and I'm not having some sort of stroke. So Biker Mice from Mars.
I Googled it.
It's literally as it's described. They are giant anthropomorphic biker mice. Literally big burly mice with antenna because they're from Mars and they're aliens. And they ride motorcycles and fight crime.
Yeah, I've never seen this.
The bad guy is a giant fish man who likes blue cheese. The whole thing is absolutely batshit.
So it looks like it was a comic and then adapted into a cartoon.
Yes. And trying to explain, it was one of my favorite shows. My brother and I watched it religiously. And I want to say it was in like the same time slot as the Ghostbusters animated cartoon.
Okay.
So like we would watch those kind of in and around the same time because that's when they aired in town here. And absolutely bananas. And trying to explain that that's a real show and not something that I made up while I was having a seizure.
But I can see that being lost in the shuffle, especially if it's playing around the same time as Ghostbusters. Because people would probably prefer Ghostbusters.
Absolutely.
It's like you're catching the tail end of that show. The Biker Mice from Mars.
We loved it. We loved Biker Mice from Mars.
That's insane. Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
All right. So that last section of recording might have cut off. First time recording, new to the system. Apparently there is a
30 minutes max
time limit, and we were not done.
No. So this is part 2 of Pick Your Poison. Continuation of the madness.
Yes. So we've kind of lived in the superhero realm, delving a little bit into anime.
A little bit, yep.
What other fandoms would you say like you're super into?
Currently it would be, I guess, RuPaul's Drag Race has been a big part of my life the last few years.
Yes,
I've discovered it. I still remember I was homesick one day from work. It was just me at home, and I was living with my boyfriend at the time. Going through Netflix and seeing RuPaul's Drag Race season 8. That was the only one on there. It's like, oh, hey, let's check this out. And it just changed everything.
So good.
I had to watch all the other seasons any way I could find them.
Yeah. Yes.
Which, I was a pirate for a little bit there. Until they're all on Netflix finally. And then, I guess, of course, Harry Potter. I'm wearing my Hufflepuff jersey right now in honor.
I am a supreme mega Harry Potter nerd.
I will be honest up front right now. I have not read all the books because for me, once the books are done, that's it. Like, it's finally, like, officially over for me. So I've been, like, delaying it.
If you could see the look that I am giving her right now.
So much side-eye.
It is pure horror. And I've never been more offended by anything in my life.
It's more, like I said, I don't want it to be over. It's like the movies were done, and it's like I understand, like, the later movies were kind of, like, not following the book at all, other than the major, like, story points, but all the details, like, I'm sad that Peeves wasn't in the movies.
Oh, God.
Like, I've read the first 4 books. The later ones, I'm just like, not yet. Not yet.
I'm not there. Not
I'm
there
not
yet.
there yet.
No, when I say like I'm like a major obsessive weird Harry, I went to the midnight release of all of the books.
Oh.
I stood outside my bookstore in my Harry Potter t-shirt, basically crying as a child, just like so excited at 11:45 at night, just waiting to be led into the bookstore. I feel like that like meme of Eric Andre standing in front of the White House shaking the fence. That was me in front of my bookstore trying to get in to get Harry Potter
Harry
books.
Potter.
And then so we would actually buy 3 copies of all of them because me, my brother, and my mom's boyfriend, he would take us because he was reading them at the same time that we were. We'd buy 3 copies. We all lived together, but we all needed to have our own copies because nobody could wait for the other person to be done. And we would race to see who could finish it first.
Oh.
So I would get the book at midnight, and I would basically not put it down until it was finished.
Right.
So I want to say when book 5 came out, I was awake for 3 days. Just a walking zombie. I could only speak to you about Harry Potter. There was nothing else going on in my brain. It was all Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And then I went to the opening nights of every single movie. Again, stood out in line with my friends, like sat out in front of our garbage movie theater. It's trash. It's trash. So gross.
Your feet literally stick to the floor.
I worked there, and I can tell you, like, I'm surprised the building has not been condemned. I worked at this movie theater, but I would go. So I would go to the opening night show, and that was the one night when I was working there that everybody knew, like, I had to have that night off.
Yeah.
Because if there was a Harry Potter movie coming off, it's like, I'm either no showing this shift or you're going to give me the day off.
Well, I remember having the first few books when I was younger, and then they just kind of got shipped off somewhere else to someone else who was going to actually read them. So it took a long time for me to actually find all the books with the same cover style because I did not want like Philosopher's Stone, Chamber of Secrets. Oh my God. Terrible. But I didn't want those to be different and then have the brand new art style on them. It's like I have to have them all the same, like as an aesthetic choice.
Yes.
So sure, like I love the new covers. I think they're beautiful and stuff.
The new cover art is great, but that's not what felt right.
No, it's
I have all of mine with all of the initial release cover art,
which it took me a very long time to find.
I imagine so, especially if you didn't get 5, 6, and 7 like right after they came out, because they changed the cover art on those 3 very quickly. Yeah, because I feel like they did a redo of all the cover art kind of right after those ones came out.
It's funny because I had 7, so I was missing like the in between. So I was missing like 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
So I think I got Goblet of Fire through Amazon.
Yep.
And then I heard that Redwell Books had Harry Potter books.
Yes.
So I went there and I found the rest that I needed at a very great price.
Because it's a secondhand bookstore, but they're very good about the care of their books. I actually really like going in there. I found some very fun, interesting finds. I love books. I love to read. Mm-hmm. So I read all of, because I didn't read any of the Hunger Games until all of the books were out.
Right, okay.
Until the first 3 were out. And I sat down and read all 3 of them. Back to back to back. And I didn't sleep.
Until it was done.
I was a lot older, so it didn't take me as long.
Right.
I want to say I read all 3 of them in 48 hours, and I didn't sleep.
Wow.
I sat down and just read
all of it.
All of it in one go, which is not good for my like physical health, but emotionally it made me feel very good.
Was that after the movies came out or just around the time that they were?
It was the first one was in production.
Oh, okay.
So it was like very close to when the first movie was coming out,
right.
But I hadn't read any of the books yet. So I sat down and read all 3. Just banged them out, read all 3 at the same time. Like a psychopath. I've done that a few times though, where I've just sat down and just decided I'm just going to read until I physically can't anymore.
I will be judged for this, but the one major book release I did that for was Breaking Dawn for the Twilight series.
Fair.
That was peak Twilight fandom. at its finest for like, you know, grade 9, 10 me.
Yeah.
When that came out, I did the same thing. I stayed up until I finished that book. And I don't think I picked it up ever since.
I have read all of the Twilight books,
Yeah.
the original series.
Yes.
I haven't read any of the extensions.
No, I didn't really feel the need to.
Well, and they came out so far after when the initial books came out.
Yeah.
So I did read them all. It's weird. I love horror movies. I love anything spooky. You would think vampires would be right up my alley. I like vampires. Yeah. It was very hard for me because I have such a traditionalist view of what vampires are. It was like, this is
weird.
This is not correct. It's not creeping me out. There's nothing ooky spooky. They were fine. Like, it's not like I'm like, I am not one of those people that's going to bash somebody else for liking Twilight. They just weren't for me. No, I read them just to see if they were for me, but they were not for me.
I mean, very different from Anne Rice versus, you know.
Like, going from the vampire books that I had read previous to that were Interview with a Vampire, Dracula, and a book called Exquisite Corpse by Poppy Z. Bright, which is good and horrifying. It's gross, but it's a great book. It's a great read. And there's vampire-esque characters in that book. And those were kind of like the basis that I was coming from.
Yeah.
So it was a hard shift. That was like shifting in a third no clutch. Like, it was not what I was expecting.
I think you would like Blood-Sucking Fiends by Christopher
I have
Moore.
read it. I have it downstairs.
I actually love that book.
It's so fun.
It's like a very different take on vampires where it's just like, I don't want to be a vampire, but I'll make do with my situation.
Yeah.
But it's not like doom and gloomy. It's very like a dark comedy. Like, I love that part because I loved A Dirty Job by Christopher Moore. Like, I read that probably when I shouldn't have read it.
Yeah.
Because it's adult themes and stuff, right? So,
welcome to 90% of the books that I read as a kid.
But it was just so good. And I'm more of a traditionalist as well. So I was very surprised when I actually hopped onto the Twilight train. I think I started reading them. Like, all my friends, like Laura and Devin at the time, had read majority of the books because the movie was about to come out.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, what's Twilight?
Yeah.
What is this thing you were speaking of?
That was a big part of it for me too. It wasn't even necessarily I sought them out because I was like really interested.
Yeah.
It was everybody, including my friends who did not read books, had read these. And I was like, I guess, like, if they're this popular, I might as well see what the fuss is all about.
Yeah. Which was and then I became a very big fan. And then it was just like, the movies are garbage. Yeah. And then, you know, you get a little bit older and you're like, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
Like, I was a part of that for a very long time.
All right. To backtrack to what we're talking about, because this all started from Harry Potter. You obviously are wearing your Hufflepuff jacket right now. Can I be confident in saying that you have Hufflepuff as your house?
Yes.
Fantastic.
I remember when Pottermore first kind of came about, and I loved it because they had like interactive like chapters of the books and everything like that. It was amazing. They had the official sorting hat. So of course it's like it was either Slytherin or Gryffindor where everyone wanted to be a part of. Yeah. Like Ravenclaw and Hufflepuff were just like,
I find it hilarious. I'm a Ravenclaw. For that specific reason. Yeah. Same. And like finding stuff for our houses.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's like, I get it. Like, those are the two that everybody talks about. But come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, there's 4 houses.
There's 4 of them. Show some respect.
Put some respect on my name.
But, like, I never found, like, doing the Pottermore quiz. It wasn't true because I wasn't answering truthfully. It was like, I know this is going to be a Gryffindor answer, so I'm going to go for Gryffindor. So when I finally did it based on the actual choices I would make, I was very surprised when it came out Hufflepuff.
I'm not surprised at all. Is that weird? I am not surprised at all.
It makes sense now. The more that I look into it, and it's just like, no, I'm a Hufflepuff through and through.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it took a while. It took a little bit to be like, I'm a Hufflepuff.
It was almost like a slur when everybody was really into Harry Potter. It was like, oh, you're a Hufflepuff.
But guess what? My dorm is right beside the kitchen.
Food, bitches!
So you can get Hufflepuffed. Like, get out of my face.
I knew that I was a Ravenclaw. Strictly, initially, like, I didn't want to tell anybody, because everyone's like, well, how do you know that? Like, what even is a Ravenclaw? I was like, I don't know how to explain this to you without making you sound dumb. Yeah. So, which is a very Ravenclaw trait. Where it's like, I am too intelligent to be having this conversation with you. So I actually got a lot of people for a really long time thought that I was a Slytherin, which, fair, I get it. But no, I am very through and through a Ravenclaw, for sure.
I think we're all a mix of one or the other.
Yeah.
I don't know what my second one would be. I would like to think maybe Gryffindor, but...
I could see that. I could see that for sure. If you're doing, like, a secondary house. Because I know that my secondary house would be Slytherin. For sure.
But it's so funny what, like, even now, I have friends who are older than me, and it's very much like, I am House Slytherin. Don't say otherwise.
Yeah.
Like, it's still, like, it's a very personal thing.
Yeah, it's like, ma'am, like, you need to let this go slightly. I'm a huge Harry Potter nerd, and maybe cool your jets. It's not offensive for somebody to be like, I could see you being in this house, even if it's not the house that you identify with. Because I think that's a big part of it, too.
Identity.
Isn't it an identity thing? I remember when Pottermore first came out, going and doing my Patronus, and I literally can't even remember what it is, and I would like to do it again, because I feel like it'd be different than the first time that I did it.
The first time I did it, I remember I got house cat, and that was before I got my cats, so I was like, how dare you?
Who do you think you are? I feel like I was like a salmon. Like, it was like really offensive. I was like, great.
It was so
cool.
So random, because I remember, like, I don't know if it's in the books, sorry. But I just remember in the movies, it's just like, I don't remember ever seeing, like, a fish. I remember seeing an otter because of, was it Hermione?
Yeah, Hermione's an otter.
And, like, horses and stuff like that. So I remember seeing those ones, but like salmon. Like, I remember like seeing people's reactions.
Oh,
like,
God.
Salmon.
Finding out that you got a salmon as your Patronus.
It's like almost catching a Magikarp.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
It is very much like catching a Magikarp. That has the same energy. You are so right.
Especially when you get one with a terrible, like, point system. You're like, what the fuck? Like,
God.
Candy, you're gonna become Candy now.
Yeah, like, I can't do this. This is not it.
Maybe that'll be something we can do one day as an episode. Like, live Patronus.
I would love to do that, because I am very certain that it's different than what it was then. Because I'm not nearly as sad as I was when I did that previously. That was not a good time for me. High school is not a good time.
No, it's not. Like, I remember always feeling like I couldn't be who I wanted to be, like a nerd.
Yeah.
It's like you still like Sailor Moon and Pokemon and stuff. So it's just like,
yeah, kick rocks, dude.
So it took a long time for me to be comfortable to be like, yeah, I'm a giant nerd. I love all of these things.
Yeah.
So, of course, I'd probably get, like, a mouse or something back then. It's like a timid little mouse.
Yeah, I feel very strongly that it was a salmon, but I may have blocked it out.
It wasn't what I wanted.
It certainly was not what I wanted.
Not something I was willing to accept either.
No.
Like, I got a house cat. Like, what the fuck? I hate cats. And then I got cats. And it's like, I love my babies.
Save my babies. Yeah, Harry Potter was a big one for book series. I really liked Hunger Games. I feel like the books are better than the movies. Though I really like the movies. I am not in any way dissing the movies, and I think they did well with the world building that was involved. And there was a lot of the things that, like, I miss from the books. I get why they weren't in the movies.
Right.
I get it. But there was some things where it's like, listen, Peeta lost his fucking leg.
Oh.
And you need to put that in the movie.
Yeah,
and it was very offensive to me, because it was like a huge thing about, like, the scars of war. Same thing, like, Katniss ended up deaf in one ear.
Wow.
Like, she couldn't hear out of one ear. Like, there was, like, a lot of things that I think were carried over and well explained in the books about, like, the trauma that was involved with it. That wasn't part of the movies, which I kind of was about.
I mean, like, Peeta losing his leg is a major character development for him. Like,
it's a huge thing.
it's not like that should have been put into the movie, because that could be represented in the movie.
Yeah.
It's like he could just wrap a green thing around his leg, and
you could have the prosthetic like he does have. It's the same thing with like the torture of him at the Capitol and Joanna. They go really into detail as to how that happens, and they don't really explain in the movie how the brainwashing of him wanting to kill Katniss and stuff happens. They just show that it is happening.
Yeah.
But in the book, they explain, like, they fucked him up with Tracker Jacker venom.
Oh,
like, that was, like, the whole thing, right? So, that would have been lovely for them to touch on, but I get it. You gotta trim things down. Again, because I'm a big nerd, and I read a lot of books, because I don't sleep. How do you feel about the Chronicles of Narnia?
I remember the first book being read to us at school.
Oh, okay.
I never really took the initiative to read forward myself.
Yeah.
But I love the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I didn't mind the adaptations.
Yeah.
I would be kind of interested to going back and reading the rest of the series.
Some of the books, I've read the whole series.
Right.
I read the whole, I want to say I was in like 5th grade. And I sat down and I read all of them.
Right.
Not like one after. That's like 9 books, and I was 10. I wasn't that committed.
Right.
But I did throughout like the whole year, 4th grade or 5th grade. I sat down and I did read the whole series. And they're very good. Some of them are very obviously much better than the others. And I think C.S. Lewis was like very smart. It's a really interesting world. But that's a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah.
In the way that the series is built, there is so much variation in character and in time frame and in world building and who's parts of what and how this all interconnects. And I think he did a good job.
Yeah.
But there are low points in the series for sure. Everybody talks about how much they love the Silver Chair. I hated the Silver Chair. It was my least favorite.
Oh, really? Which book was that one?
I want to say Silver Chair 4.
Okay.
Might be 4. And it was just like, Because it was a struggle. It was a struggle to get through.
I remember when the 3rd movie came out and everyone was like, I hope they don't do the Silver Chair, yeah. The Silver Chair. But then I also think it's like, if it's such an in-depth story, it probably would be better as a series.
I agree. I think it should have been a TV series.
Like, I understand wanting to do the movie and stuff, and I think they could have maybe stopped at the first one, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for those types of for movies, other than, you know, Lord of the Rings did such an incredible job with Peter Jackson's vision.
Yeah.
For those types of novels, I would prefer a series base. Like, I'm really happy that Percy Jackson is getting a series on Disney Plus.
Yes.
Rather than like the movies I've heard really kind of botched it.
I liked the movies, but I also hadn't read Percy Jackson.
I haven't either.
Before I watched the movies. So I read them after, and I get where people were coming from with that. But I also, Logan Lerman can get it.
I hope he comes back
in some capacity.
So remember, he said that he's interested. He's like, I don't want to be Percy, of course, but like I want to play another character as a nod.
Yeah.
Like, yes, do it, please.
Plus, he's a babe. Like, I'm sorry, Logan Lerman's so hot. Which is like, that's not the sticking point here. I think he did a really good job. Yeah. But it's also just like, oh, your face. I like that shit.
Let's see more of it. Please.
Yeah. Just be more. Do more.
And for me, I love Greek mythology. So I was like all for it when it first came out. I was like, yes, please. And then I was kind of let down with some of the aspects of it. Yeah. But then I understand it's like it's, again, you have a limited time.
Translating books to movies or hard. TV is hard. Like, we don't want to talk about season 8 of Game of Thrones. Because it's emotionally taxing.
That is a whole rant for me. Another episode with some drinks. Today is not the day.
Today is not the day to discuss Game of Thrones. Noted.
It's, that was a struggle to get through. The first 3 episodes of season 8 were perfect. And then everything was thrown out the window after that. It's like, what the fuck?
It was like watching a car crash.
Like, oh, we give up.
Yeah.
Like, I recently watched the table read from the cast.
How was that?
It was emotional. Like, some of the characters, like one character ends up dying, and he threw the script down. He was done. He was so upset.
I'm out.
And then, like, the final one, the guy's reading out what's happening, and Kit Harington, you just hear us, like, his intake of breath.
No.
Like, no, because he hadn't read the script yet.
Oh, Jesus.
So, like, one of the casting people are like, yeah, or the writers, like, usually the cast either just reads their part so they don't get the whole picture, or they don't read it at all. So I don't think Kit Harington read the entire script. So when the final scene came up, he was just devastated.
I could see that. That would have been
like, he's
crying. A tough pill to swallow, for sure.
Emilia Clarke is just like
aghast.
Like, she had read the script, so she knew what was coming. So she's watching Kit across the table. It was just like, oh my God, this is like
Lord.
So I'm kind of hoping George R.R. Martin goes through and is like, yeah, let's change some of this up.
That is not going to be the ending that George R.R. Martin does. I feel like he's now like delaying it just to distance himself a little bit.
Well, even if it is going to be that,
even
if it goes that route, it's going to be very different because it's from his writing.
Absolutely.
So it's like,
absolutely.
If Danny is supposed to go mad, it's going to be written so much better than how it happened.
And it's going to be fleshed out and extended. It's not going to be this like snap of the finger way that it seemed in the end of the series.
Oh, it completely was. Like, you can kind of see it happening. And then the final couple episodes is when she kind of loses her shit.
Which I guess if like she snapped, but there was no incident that made it seem like she snapped. Like I felt like they tried to make this crazy without like the build up for that payoff to work.
She lost her best friend, and she lost Jorah and stuff like that. But it didn't seem like it was... And maybe I need to rewatch it to kind of see if that was really foreshadowed or not.
Yeah.
But it just went against everything who Danny was.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, murder the fuck out of Cersei. But, like, she murdered so many innocent kids and families and stuff.
And that's just not her bag. That's not her bag.
It's like, you're not your father.
Exactly.
There's no indication of anything like that. Like, yes, punish the people who are harming others.
Yeah.
But leave the innocent alone.
Yeah.
And she just, fucking murdered everyone.
So,
like, oh my God.
I think we've like really determined that we have a lot to talk about.
So much
more than we had initially planned on. Because like we didn't even touch on the other things because I know it's not really a you thing, but I would really like to see your perspective as somebody who doesn't like it. I am obsessed with horror films and horror anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to make you watch anything that's going to like ruin your life.
I mean, I've seen horror movies. It's not like I'm opposed to it. It's just not my go-to.
And I feel like I can find some ones that are going to be A, really interesting for discussion.
Yeah.
And B, that won't be... Am I going to make you watch all of the awful, horrifying horror movies that I watch? Absolutely not, because I'm not a monster. But I feel like there would be a very interesting discussion to watch, like, to talk about there.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't even get into a lot of, like, Japanese influence stuff.
No.
I love Godzilla.
Like, the new ones are just, like, overall.
Overall.
Yeah.
Toho creating Godzilla and, like, the social repercussions. We didn't talk about that, and that's something that I think would be really interesting. There's a lot of sci-fi we didn't touch on.
We didn't even talk about Disney.
No, we didn't talk about Star Wars.
Star Wars. No, we there's so much to talk about. It's like we only got the tip of the iceberg with like Marvel and DC. Like there's a lot.
Yeah.
And for 30 minutes, this is going to be difficult.
Yeah. Well, this first episode 1 is going to be an hour long. I think we're probably going to end up being around this time.
Yeah.
Each time. But it'll be more concise individual topics. This was kind of just a little bit of an introduction, an overview, so we can give you a glimpse on the kinds of things we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Our personalities, which if you don't like me, then you're wrong.
It needs to be a t-shirt.
Yeah. If you don't like me, you're wrong. And just how the perspective of being a young girl in fandom is and what that entails.
Like we haven't even talked about video games either.
Oh, good dear God. We have so much to discuss.
So much.
But we cannot go any longer today.
No.
Nobody wants to listen to this farther than an hour.
But this is just a very
brief glimpse.
Brief glimpse, like just a taste test of what's coming.
Absolutely. So thank you for listening.
Masicho.
Have a wonderful rest of your day, and keep it nerdy, folks.
Bye.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified of new episodes of The Nerdy North.